Hello, everybody. Welcome to another video today. We are going to be looking at day two slash maybe day three receivers that I think might have a chance to go in the third or whatever round. Yeah, so today we're going to be looking at some of those guys. I have probably three or four guys that I really like in day two, receiver wise. And then I have this handy dandy little draft order ahead of me. Show you guys possible picks and spots that I think that some of these receivers can go at. But we'll go ahead and start at the number one prospect on my list. It is going to be Rashee Rice, the do-it-all guy. All right, he ran really well. I mean, his combine. Look at that 10-yard split. That is elite. And only to run a 4.51 after that does kind of, that's kind of weird. But at 6'1", 204, 149 is crazy. So maybe a lot of hard training before the combine for that 4D time really got you going with the 149, 41, and then 10.8. Like, oh my goodness. An athlete from heaven. I mean, this guy, he played in college like he was like about 3 or 4. And he was actually listed higher at SMU like than he actually is. But he weighed in at about 6'1", or like 6.5 feet, whatever it was. But that was one of his issues, actually, was he was against higher competition, playing like he was a 6'4" big body receiver to go up and get it, when he should be playing kind of like a quick little shifty 6-foot receiver and played more to his strengths. His hands are pretty good. I like the way that he plays the game. No, no comparison here. You guys can look at his strengths and weaknesses here and tell me what you guys really think about those. I mean, it's kind of whatever. Uh, you guys see this lacks commitment to detail as a route runner, to content to play, jump ball, and consistent to use frame. I kind of agree slash disagree with this one. He doesn't really have to. He's got such good concentration and reach with his arms that he actually ends up kind of snagging it. You'll see a few times in some of his highlights where he'll kind of just snag it in front of a guy, and he doesn't really need to use his body position to help him kind of box out the guy behind him or use it as leverage and whatnot. But it wasn't anything special. Like, his tape wasn't anything crazy like generational. That's why he's a day two receiver with just a lot of high upside. And if you can groom him and really pay attention to Rashee Rice, and the coaching staff really plays to his strengths, or the system works with Rashee Rice, I think that could easily be that this could be a great upside pick if you get him on day two. Move to my one of my favorite, probably the favorite wide receiver in this class for me. Apparently, he holds the high school record for like Texas or just that part, Texas, Alabama, just that side, that like southern area, right? With like Marvin Mims apparently holds the record for all-time high school yards. Apparently, I couldn't tell you the exact number, but it's in the 5,000s, and that was a weird stat I read. God, he's so good. Averaged 19.5 yards per catch in his career at Oklahoma. Runs, this 10-yard split is good, but this 40-yard is really good. 4.38, really good. And still a 10.9 broad jump was still really good. Vertical leap wasn't so bad for being 5'11". 183's got 9-inch hands. Arms are, I don't know if that's average or not. I'm not going to lie to you guys. Smooth operator, getting through his routes, run after catch ability to create first down. Something I really liked about him was his run after catch. And kind of, should I pull up my notes on these guys? I have very limited notes on these guys, but I can do that. We'll shuffle back to Rashee Rice for a second. I said stiff hips. He doesn't look fluid. He's got a big dynamic body, no great speed or acceleration. Obviously, I was wrong with the acceleration if he's running a 1.49 10-yard split. He's brave. He's got a bendy body and whatnot when he's adjusting for the catches that he went up and made. Good awareness all around. He always looks for contact. I said he turns into Derrick Henry after the catch. It's true, man. I mean, I saw a few of these plays where after the catch, he literally turned into prime Derrick Henry. And that is obviously a little bit of a crazy comparison, and it's a little over exaggerated for sure, but those are just some of my notes I have here. But for Marvin Mims, I said spectacular catches in all caps. This guy had plenty. I turned on the highlight reel, and just time after time, it was just big catches for a 5'11", 183 receivers. Keeps his eye on the ball all the way down, wide open downfield multiple times, so against multiple teams. Performs well on screens behind the line of scrimmage. Kick return, punt return ability as well. Okay, after the catch, not a big sample size. You didn't get to really see him after the catch too much. Goes down a bit easier than you'd like. No it factor after the catch. He wasn't really shifty or any game changer after the catch. He was no like Deebo Samuel, but his feet and hands coordination was incredible. So, just a few things I have on him, and from breaking down like a few of his really good plays and highlights and whatnot. So, Marvin Mims is definitely one to watch out for. Really good player. I think he can be in the long run. After all, I mean, you guys can't really see that, but 628 is his prospect score. 6 is for Rashee Rice. Next to our next guy, it is going to be Jonathan Mingo, I believe. The second highest on this scale. So Jonathan Mingo is the next guy I want to talk about. He's 6'2", 220. Huge, thick, just massive human, all right? And do I have notes on my guy here? Jonathan, I do. Okay, so right here, you guys see the 10-yard split, almost the same as Marvin Mims, and then a 4.46 40 is really good. Anquan Bolden is his NFL whatever. Big, strong slot receiver. They have him in the slot. I mean, I said he has inside-outside versatility, but adequate footwork to slip press, easy to recognize. He spends time on his craft, imposing size with muscular build, absolutely. Finds his top speed quickly and continues to play that speed. Routes are run with attention to detail, works back aggressively to the throw, stellar ball tracking and catch focus downfield, makes use of his size and strength as a run blocker. Weaknesses, it's a very short list, which you always love to see. Ordinary career production, lacks juice out of breaks to separate him from tight man underneath. Feet are efficient but lack suddenness, unable to find second gear to run down deep balls. Needs to get his head around quicker on seam and over routes. So my few notes I have on him is he catches well in stride, ran a lot of routes under 5 yards, like curls and hitches. That's something I really noticed. I said great ball tracking. It doesn't create a ton of separation underneath, though. I mentioned the inside-outside versatility earlier. I said good concentration in traffic against lots of bad schools. A lot of his good games came against some bad schools. Great in contested catch situations. Nothing special after the catch. So a few things to like, a lot of things to love about Jonathan Mingo, and a few things to not really look forward to, but should be pretty good. Day 2, I think I could see him easily going day 2, whether that's round 2 or early round 3 to like late round 3 even. Moving on to our next guy, Parker Washington, the running back made wide receiver. I don't know if he's actually a former running back, but his build would suggest that. 5'10", 204, 5'9", obviously prospect grade isn't great, but you guys are seeing he went to Penn State. He's from Sugar Land. He's a junior. 29-inch arms, kind of smaller, but 10 and 8 inch hands. That's pretty good. Production score wasn't that great. Athleticism score was fun, I guess. Didn't run any of this. Total score, he wasn't at the combine, I guess. Might have. Oh no, he was at the combine. 16 bench press. That's interesting. I'd say Parker Washington's probably my sleeper in this class. I really liked him and his tape. What do I have him rated at here? So yeah, he was one of my favorite guys down the board a little bit. He looked unafraid to catch into certain collisions. Yeah, he did look like he trusted his frame for sure. Below average explosiveness, lacks suddenness to quickly beat press. It's kind of these athletic things, that might, hurt you if you were to do the combine. Maybe runs in the 4.55 area, 4.57, somewhere around there. I'm not quite sure, but weighed in real nice, 5'10", 204. It's a lot different. Like I said, it's a lot different than a lot of the other receivers in this class. Tank Dell, who's like 160, he's like 5'9". Dude is small, and I mean, that's good and all. I like this tape, but I don't like him as a player. Also, another player that's worth shouting out here that might go on day 3 or day 4, or not day 3, day 2 or in round 4 or whatever. is Jaden Reed, but we won't, hop into that over here. But Parker Washington, I said short and stocky, high effort for a highlight reel. Like on the highlight reels, you normally see like the highlights and whatnot. But for him, it really stood out that he was a high effort player. Great catches slash performance versus Ohio State. That was worth noting for sure. Can turn a short catch into a whole lot more with space. So if he catches it, he's got about 5 yards of space on every which way, left, right, and in front. I think that he was a big home run candidate, to always take it, a bit further than you'd think. Good, not great after the catch, I said. It doesn't seem crazy fast or quick. Hands past the eye test for sure. I did actually kind of like his hands and whatnot. So yeah. So that's kind of that there. If he's gonna go, if we're talking about Parker Washington, it'd probably be in this range right here, late round 3, early round 4. I can see maybe, the Cleveland Browns, if they want to get another dynamic, weird receiver. Atlanta Falcons to this point wouldn't be horrible. If the Colts want to bring Parker Washington on, kind of offset the two massive receivers in Pittman and Alec Pierce now. I think Isaiah McKenzie's there. 49ers are a candidate for one of these receivers for sure. I was thinking Jonathan Mingo maybe at one of these spots at 99, 101, or 102. But if we're looking at like a Rashee Rice, I think he can go as early as like the back end of round 2, but I think we'll see him generally go in the 3rd round. I really like the Tennessee fit if you just want to build a lot of different style but bigger body receivers. Obviously, you can. You started that with Treylon Burks. Now you move with Rashee Rice. Kyle Phillips is obviously on that roster, but no comment. Denver Broncos. Sure, they could actually be a candidate here for a receiver. I wouldn't bet on it this early. Obviously you have 2 picks here, but I'd probably see a running back go off of one of these picks. And then I actually remember exactly what I did in my last 3-round mock. I did Achane and Zach Harrison here. So Ohio State edge and Devin Achane, the Texas A&M, I think. The Aggies running back. Is he A&M? He might be Texas A&M. He might be Texas Tech. I don't know. I think he's A&M though. Where else can I see a receiver going down here? Maybe Miami if they want to get Marvin Mims. That's what I had actually. At 84, I think in my first 3-round mock of like a month or 2 back, I actually had Miami at 84 taking Marvin Mims, just adding a bit more speed for that wide receiver 3 spot. I think that would be a fun little thing here. Cincinnati can always be looking at one instead of relying on Trent Irwin. Obviously, Tyler Boyd's getting a little bit older. Dallas Cowgirls this late down could get one. New York Giants, if they want to get a big body like Rashee Rice, and if he lasts still there, I think you could maybe steal him. Vikings, if you're looking at a Parker Washington type, I know that they only have this pick and their 1st-round pick, so 22 or 23 and 87. Obviously not ideal. So if you trade down from your round 1 spot where you're at 23, and maybe acquire a mid-second or maybe even an early 3rd, if someone that you really love lasts to this point, I'm not sure if it's Rashee Rice, Marvin Mims, Jonathan Mingo, or Parker Washington, maybe you can look at receiver. Or maybe you could trade down, acquire like a early 4th, and if any of these guys are left here, maybe, or anyone you like actually for receivers to go off the board in. But yeah, always fun to kind of predict and look at where things are going. My next 3-round mock should be out generally soon. But that'll be all for me. Thank you guys for watching. I do appreciate every single one of you guys, especially if you watched all the way to now. That'll be all for me.